Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the offices of the New Israel Fund. Thank you for your support at such tremendously challenging times for us here in Israel. We are dealing with the ongoing war, the shrinking democratic space, and a challenge to everybody who believes in liberal democracy, in equality, in peace and justice.
קרן חדשה לישראל שעומדת לצד המקום הזה מיום היווסדו. אנחנו זקוקים לזה שתהיו איתנו גם בפיינל של ריצת המרתון הנוראית הזו. עד שאחרון החטופים יהיה בבית, מי לקבורה ומי לשיקום.
في الفترة الأخيرة في فترة كتير صعبة ومش آمنة لأي حدا هنا، أو إنه يعبر عن نفسه أو إنه يحكي عن الأمور اللي هي عم بتكون صعبة.
Since the war, we are facing very strong limitations of freedom of expression.
What we see today is that levels of hatred and racism towards the Palestinians increased dramatically.
There's nothing really new, only everything is on steroids, so everything we've known from previous years, but really accelerated, and a lot of construction and expansion of the settlement enterprise, a lot of farming outposts which are very violent, annexation in terms of the legal framework, how Israel controls the West Bank, and that has changed completely. We document what happened, and if we can, we assist them to fight this legally. We go to the police and help them file complaints, or we go to the Israeli courts.
Just after October 7th, our government insisted to tell us, the entire society, that there are no innocent people in Gaza, that even kids should starve. And we started to demand to allow food to get in for 2 million people. And when food started to get in, after a lot of pressure from world leaders, extreme settlers, they started blocking those aid trucks. Setting those trucks on fire, looting them, spilling the flour and the rice to the floor. And what we decided to do is to build the humanitarian guard. We called upon all our members to join this guard and to stand between the trucks and the food and those settlers that came to attack it.
What we do at Mechazkim is we use digital activism to remind people that we deserve better. And when so many Israelis are feeling isolated or overwhelmed, we're trying to be the voice that says you're not alone. And when someone shares some of our content, it's not just a click or a post. It's a quiet act of defiance. It's a way of saying, I still believe.
קואליציית הגיע הזמן, זאת קואליציה של 60 ארגוני שלום, חברה משותפת. ב-1 ביולי 2024 ארגנו את אירוע השלום הגדול של השנים האחרונות בהשתתפות אלפי אנשים. הרגשנו צמא אדיר לקול הזה, לתחושה שיש פה מחנה שהולך ובונה מחדש את הכוח שלו ויוכל לשנות את המציאות.
More than 2/3 of the Israelis support the idea of stopping the war right now and signing a hostage deal with the Hamas and with the Palestinians. So this understanding that military force in of itself cannot lead us to security is a huge change in the way the Israelis are seeing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
We have seen young people, a new generation of political leaders that is rising up to the challenge, saying if we will not build the future that we deserve, nobody is going to do it for us.
People ask me a lot about hope, and I think it really depends on the day. I think we have no choice but to feel some, or to hold some, grain of hope. Otherwise, it's really hard to live here.
Seeing people in purple vests in Gaza distributing food. It was just like days of tears in our eyes. It was as if there was one ray of light in the midst of all the darkness and toughness.
Since October 7th, we see more and more Israeli activists coming for protective presence in the South Hebron Hills, for example, or even Jewish diaspora coming and helping us fighting the occupation. We see our presence more and more in the protests in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, in Haifa and Be'er Sheva.
Hope is something that you don't always feel, but commitment and resilience is something that you can feel all the time. So even if I don't always see the path of how we get from the point we're in now to a point where we have democracy and human rights, my obligation is to do whatever I can every single day to make that happen. I have a compass, which is human rights and protecting human rights. I hold on to this compass and I walk in the dark to wherever I can, and I have to have faith that the path will emerge.
מעוז ינון, שהוא אחד השותפים המרכזיים בקואליציית הגיע הזמן, אומר שתקווה לא מאבדים ולא מוצאים, תקווה עושים. ואני מזכירה לעצמי כל יום שסכסוכים מסתיימים ושאחריהם יכול לבוא שלום.
מה שהביא לתקווה זה השותפות הערבית-יהודית. המאבק המשותף הזה, הקול האנושי הזה שאנחנו מצליחים להשמיע ביחד, באמצע המלחמה, מצליחים להביא את הקול השפוי, מצליחים להיות הראשונים שמדברים נגד המלחמה, מדברים על זה שבצד השני יש בני אדם, שזכותם לחיות.
We, Israeli, Jewish and Palestinians, human rights organization, work together. We continue despite the war, despite all the bad things that we are facing, to work together. And I see that we are becoming stronger than before, and we are not going to give up.
The road is long, and we need to keep fighting. We need to be there with our grantees, with the activists who need our support on the ground. Hope sometimes is far from reach, but action, response, commitment, strategy, bringing activists together, pushing for change is what we continue to do day in, day out, because we are the New Israel Fund. We believe in a new Israel, a peaceful, just, and equal Israel. Thank you, Toda, Shukran, for your support.